Magmasaurs are back in Ark, and today I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about how to get them and how to use them. These guys are super cool, or hot, depending on your perspective, and pretty strong. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here, and let's jump into the fires of the volcano with the Magmasaurs. Similar to rock drakes and wyverns, Magmasaurs can be obtained by stealing their eggs. Their eggs are found in special nests that spawn within the volcano. There are a few entrances you can use in order to access them on Genesis, and you're going to know that you're in the right place by finding the purple crystals. The first entrance that I want to tell you about is at 27.4 and 95.1. The second entrance is at 28.9 and 91.2. And the third entrance is at 14.5, 85.9. However, this third entrance is a little bit harder to find. You actually need to go to the top of the volcano and then go inside of the volcano and around it to kind of a pathway down. You're going to know that you're in the right place though when you do see those purple crystals. Now, once you've entered the volcano, you do need to be careful because it is pretty dangerous and it does erupt pretty frequently. If you're in the volcano while it's erupting, you will take damage. Once you have a Magmasaur though, you'll actually be safe and won't be affected by that. So my advice to you is to go into the volcano only after a recent eruption so that way you maximize your time in order to find your eggs. So once you've found your way to the entrance and you've made it inside of the volcano, you're going to look for lava pools where Magmasaurs spawn. You'll see the bright glowing eggs from a pretty decent distance, and you're now gonna be faced with the problem of how do you get the eggs. There's a few different methods that you can use. I'm gonna tell you about two that I think probably will work the best, and then maybe some ones that are a little bit cheekier and might need some testing. The first one is with Bloodstalkers. Bloodstalkers are a really good way because you can get in and get out pretty quickly with these guys. Pyromanes are a new addition to Genesis, so I do think that they are probably going to be another really good way in order to go in and get the eggs because they're pretty agile and swift. Now, with a radio TLC, this may be another way to go about getting eggs. I am really curious in the comments if you guys have any other really cheeky methods besides these dinos. Do let us know because I want to know all of the cool methods that you guys are going to come up with in order to get them. And then the kind of the last and the cheekiest method of all that existed back in ASE, and I think most people will probably be using early game in ASA, is to find an egg that is relatively safe and away from Magmasaurs, and then you're going to start the Helena teleportation to exit and go to a different place. Once Helena is just about ready to teleport you out, grab the egg and make your getaway. There are a lot of different ways to steal Magmasaur eggs without fighting them. Which way do you think is going to be the best? Just be careful you don't get caught by the parents or you might not actually make it out with the egg at all. Now let's talk about what you do once you actually have these guys. You don't need to incubate their eggs in lava. However, once they are hatched, you are going to need to breed them in lava in order to get more eggs. That's kind of the unique breeding method for these guys in Ark, is that they actually have to be in lava in order to mate. The babies will eat either ambergris or sulfur, and you can get ambergris by going into the lunar biome and harvesting the green glowing rocks there. You be careful though because it's pretty heavy, and if you're on vanilla rates, it doesn't actually stack. So if you're on unofficial servers, I strongly encourage you to use a stacking mod or have stacking turned on, so that way you can carry around a bunch of ambergris. Otherwise, you're going to struggle to feed them. Magmasaur saddles are unlocked at level 95, so they're definitely not really an early game tame. However, you can actually win Magmasaur saddles by completing missions in Genesis. So if you are not a high enough level yet for a Magmasaur saddle, have no fear. By completing different missions, you might get lucky enough to actually get one. Now, once you have the Magmasaur, it has some pretty cool abilities. You can use it to farm and smelt metal, cook meat in its inventory, and it's actually pretty good at farming stone, wood, and thatch as well. Its primary melee attack is left click. It can create a fireball spit attack with right click, and holding down right click allows you to charge up the searing spit attack, which has increased range and damage. It can also create a cluster grenade style attack if you press C while charging the searing spit attack. Now, one important thing to know about this though is that you do need cooked metal in its inventory for some of these attacks to work. So you can either smelt it in its inventory or just go ahead and put those ingots in there. And finally, I really can't forget to mention their unique healing ability. If you feed a Magmasaur ambergris, it actually heals it a pretty decent chunk of HP. So whether you're using these guys for PvP or PvE, you can quickly restore their HP by collecting some ambergris in the lunar biome. And there is everything that you need to know about the Magmasaur in Ark Survival Ascended. If you found this video useful, do consider tickling the like button and subscribe if you're new here. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next one.